come through tonight. I'm chilling on the west side. Can you focus on me? 'Cause with me, know you could do damage. You could do damage. Oh, you're the best part.
She could play 5 instruments by age 3, wrote songs before she could properly spell, and published her first poetry book at 8 years old. But when she finally stepped into the spotlight, she did something that shocked the entire music industry. She refused to show her face. The world knew her only as H.E.R., a mysterious figure hidden behind oversized sunglasses who would become one of the most powerful voices of a generation. But the real story behind those shades is more incredible than anyone could have imagined. This is the story of how a mixed-race girl from Vallejo, California became a Grammy-winning, Oscar-winning, multi-millionaire superstar while keeping the biggest secret in music. Yet, even after conquering the world, her greatest battle was still to come. Born Gabriela Sarmiento Wilson on June 27, 1997, in Vallejo, California, music wasn't just in her blood, it was her lifeline. Her father, Kenny Wilson, was a member of a local cover band called Urban Bushmen, and their living room became young Gabriela's first concert venue as the band practiced in their home. Her Filipino mother, Agnes, worked with rehab patients but also played drums, while her extended Filipino family were all musicians, guitarists, bassists, drummers, and vocalists who performed at karaoke events. The Wilson household was a symphony of sounds, and little Gabby absorbed it all like a musical sponge. But here's where the story gets incredible. At just 3 years old, Gabriela was already playing 5 different instruments. By 8, she had written and published her first poetry book titled Anything on Earth Poems. Most kids her age were still learning to tie their shoes, but Gabriela was composing original songs and mastering complex musical arrangements. The family knew they had something special on their hands, but they had no idea their daughter would soon captivate the entire world. At age 10, Gabriela stepped onto the national stage in the most spectacular way possible. On September 23, 2007, she performed Alicia Keys' If I Ain't Got You on the Today Show, accompanying herself on piano with a skill and maturity that left audiences stunned. The performance was so powerful that it caught the attention of music legends across the industry. But that was just the beginning. That same year, she conquered the legendary Apollo Theater in Harlem, covering Aretha Franklin's Freeway of Love. With the confidence that seemed impossible for someone so young. The Apollo Theater, where dreams are made or crushed, became her playground. At 13, she performed Alicia Keys' Fallin' at the 2010 BET Awards, sharing the stage with some of the biggest names in music. By this point, industry executives were circling like sharks, all desperate to sign the young prodigy. And that's when everything changed. At just 14 years old, Gabriela signed her first record deal with Sony's RCA Records, making her one of the youngest artists ever to secure such a major label contract. But here's what nobody knew. During those early sessions, she crossed paths with legendary songwriter Diane Warren, the woman behind hits for Whitney Houston, Celine Dion, and countless others. That brief encounter would later save her career in ways she never imagined. In 2014, she released her debut single, Something to Prove, under her real name, and it seemed like stardom was inevitable. But then something unexpected happened that would change the trajectory of her entire career. The pressures of the music industry began to weigh heavily on the teenager. She was being molded, packaged, and marketed in ways that didn't feel authentic to who she was. Worse yet, people around her were making her feel powerless, as if her voice didn't matter. The young artist who had always expressed herself so freely through music suddenly felt trapped in a system designed to control every aspect of her identity. So she made a decision that would shock everyone. She disappeared. For nearly 2 years, Gabriella Wilson vanished from the music scene. She took time to figure out who she was without the microphones, the cameras, and the industry expectations. During this period, she was writing, composing, and preparing for what would become the most dramatic comeback in recent music history. In late 2016, a mysterious new artist emerged from nowhere. She called herself H.E.R, an acronym for Having Everything Revealed.
H.E.R, what does it stand for?
It stands for having everything revealed. Yes.
Having everything revealed.
But ironically, she revealed nothing about herself. No photos, no personal details, no interviews. Just pure, unadulterated music that spoke directly to the soul. Her debut LP, H.E.R. Volume 1, was released on September 9, 2016, with no marketing, no promotional campaign, and no fanfare. Just 7 tracks of the most intimate, vulnerable R&B music the world had heard in years.
Choosy, I don't wanna keep playing them games, 'cause I feel like I'm losing. I don't.
But here's where the story gets really interesting. Despite the complete anonymity, the music industry's biggest stars immediately took notice. Usher, Tyrese, Pusha T, and Wyclef Jean publicly supported the mysterious artist. Label mates Alicia Keys and Bryson Tiller helped spread the word through social media cosigns and reposts. Then, in April 2017, Rihanna posted an Instagram video with H.E.R.'s track Focus playing in the background.
Baby, can you focus on me?
That single post changed everything. It was viewed over 5 million times, and suddenly everyone was asking the same question. Who is H.E.R? The mystery only deepened as more celebrities jumped on the bandwagon. Issa Rae from HBO's Insecure, Taraji Henson from Empire, and even Kylie and Kendall Jenner were posting about this enigmatic artist that nobody could identify. But eagle-eyed fans were already connecting the dots. When H.E.R. released a cover of Drake's Jungle, internet detectives noticed it was identical to a version that Gabriella Wilson had performed years earlier. The mystery was slowly unraveling, but H.E.R. maintained her anonymity, always appearing in oversized sunglasses that became her signature look. The reason behind the secrecy was deeply personal and revolutionary. As H.E.R. later explained, "I want people to hear the music for what it is and not have any judgments or make any assumptions." In an industry obsessed with image and social media presence, she was making a bold statement about the power of pure artistry. Her second EP, H.E.R. Volume 2, dropped in June 2017.
You're gone away. All my doubts go away.
Followed by the compilation album H.E.R. in October 2017. The project peaked at number 23 on the Billboard 200 and earned her 5 Grammy nominations, including Best New Artist and Album of the Year. But the real validation came from her peers. At the 2019 Grammy Awards, H.E.R. won Best R&B Album and Best R&B Performance for Best Part featuring Daniel Caesar.
H.E.R. featuring Daniel Caesar.
As she stood on that stage, tears streaming down her face, she had proven that talent transcends image. that music speaks louder than marketing, and that authenticity always wins. The accolades kept coming. In 2021, her protest song,
I can't breathe when anyone fight for.
I Can't Breathe, written in response to police brutality against African Americans, won the Grammy for Song of the Year.
I Can't Breathe, H.E.R.
And I didn't imagine that my fear and that my pain would turn into impact and it would possibly turn into change.
That same year, she performed America the Beautiful at Super Bowl LV, playing electric guitar while singing to millions of viewers worldwide. But perhaps her most significant achievement came in April 2021 when she won the Academy Award for Best Original Song for Fight for You.
There's no one like you. Unless I'm standing.
From the soundtrack of Judas and the Black Messiah.
H.E.R, Dunstan Mills, and T.R. Thomas, Fight for You, Judas and the Black Messiah.
At just 23 years old, she had achieved the rare EGOT pathway, winning Emmy, Grammy, and Oscar awards.
I'm standing. I'm always going to fight for us. I'm always going to fight for my people and fight for what's right. And I think that's what music does, and that's what storytelling does. So thank you.
The girl who once hid behind sunglasses had become impossible to ignore. Yet, success came with a price nobody saw coming. In 2022, at the peak of her career, H.E.R faced her darkest moment. She was touring with Coldplay, performing for 60,000 to 80,000 people every single night in massive stadiums around the world.
We love somebody. We love.
She had movies, award shows, and a packed schedule that would make most artists envious. From the outside, she was living the dream. But backstage, in those lonely hotel rooms after performing for thousands of screaming fans, something was breaking inside her. I really had a moment of like, wait. What am I doing, and who am I doing this for, and why am I doing this? She would later reveal. The whys that had driven her since childhood were changing, and she was terrified. For the first time in her life, the girl who had always known exactly who she was felt completely lost. The industry pressures that had driven her into hiding years earlier were back with a vengeance. People around her were making her feel powerless again, weaponizing her success against her artistic vision. She realized she had been on autopilot, allowing others to control aspects of her career that should have been hers alone. But then, in her lowest moment, fate intervened. During this crisis, she reconnected with Diane Warren, the same songwriter she'd met as a 14-year-old girl. Warren had been working on a song and somehow knew it was meant for her. The collaboration resulted in The Journey,
Fire that they can't put out inside.
a raw, emotional ballad that captured everything she was feeling. In one take, with tears streaming down her face, she delivered a performance so powerful it would remind the world why she was special. The song became a turning point, not just musically, but personally. It marked the beginning of her journey back to herself. But her story isn't just about awards and accolades. It's about breaking barriers and redefining what it means to be a contemporary artist. She's a master of multiple instruments, playing piano, guitar, acoustic, electric, and bass, drums, and more. Her transparent Fender Stratocaster has become as iconic as her sunglasses. Her influence extends far beyond music. She's appeared in films, including a role in the Color Purple musical adaptation.
What can you tell us about your experience filming The Color Purple?
Oh my gosh, I learned so much about myself, and I learned from the amazing cast.
and has used her platform to advocate for social justice causes. Her song, I Can't Breathe, became an anthem for the Black Lives Matter movement, proving that her artistry has real-world impact. As of 2025, H.E.R.'s estimated net worth is approximately $5 million, built through album sales, streaming revenue, touring, and endorsement deals. Her debut full-length album, Back of My Mind, debuted at #1 on Billboard's R&B albums chart, cementing her status as one of the genre's leading voices. Currently, H.E.R. remains intensely private about her personal life. While there have been rumors linking her romantically to Skip Marley, Bob Marley's grandson, due to their musical collaborations, neither has confirmed any romantic relationship. She's entered what she calls her selfish phase, a healthy period of solitude where she's learning to say no and prioritize her own well-being over industry expectations. I'm comfortable with being alone a lot, and that's like really a healthy place to be, she explains. This newfound self-awareness has opened doors to collaborations she never would have considered before, particularly with female artists who share her vision of authentic artistry. Her current projects include touring, working on new music that bridges the gap between her studio sound and live performances, and expanding her acting career. She recently performed with Usher at Super Bowl LVII, playing electric guitar during his hits You Got It Bad and Bad Girl, proving that her guitar skills continue to captivate audiences worldwide. The Coldplay Stadium experience transformed her approach to live performance. Watching Chris Martin and his bandmates create intimacy in venues holding 80,000 people taught her that great performers don't just entertain their audience, they serve them. This revelation has influenced everything from her stage presence to her willingness to collaborate with other artists. She's also involved in mentoring young artists and continues to push boundaries in both R&B and popular music. Her influence can be heard in the work of countless contemporary artists who have adopted her approach of prioritizing artistry over image. Looking back, H.E.R.'s journey from child prodigy to mysterious superstar to Grammy-winning icon represents something revolutionary in modern music. In an era of manufactured pop stars and social media oversharing, she proved that talent, authenticity, and artistic integrity could still triumph. More importantly, she showed that success doesn't mean you stop growing, questioning, or changing. Her 2022 crisis wasn't a breakdown. It was a breakthrough that reminded her of her power as an artist and a person. The little girl who played 5 instruments at age 3, published poetry at 8, and conquered the Apollo Theater as a child had grown into an artist who changed the rules of the game. She showed the world that sometimes the most powerful way to reveal everything is to hide behind a pair of sunglasses and let the music do the talking. From Vallejo to the Grammy stage, from anonymous mystery to household name, from industry darling to independent artistic force, H.E.R. didn't just find her voice, she used it to redefine what it means to be an artist in the 21st century. And now, armed with hard-won wisdom about the industry, deeper self-knowledge, and an unshakable commitment to authenticity, she's ready for whatever comes next. The best part? This is still just the beginning of her story.